Get ready for the ultimate mutant showdown. As Bastion's dark plan unfolds, the X-Men face their toughest challenge yet. With Magneto's devastating attack looming, alliances will be tested and choices must be made. Will humanity's tolerance lead to extinction? Find out in the next thrilling episodes of X-Men 97. Excited for more X-Men adventures? Subscribe to Intriguing Facts now and join our ever-growing community of mutant aficionados. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Your voice fuels our mutant discussions. In the thrilling opening scene, we see Nimrod inside the Master Mold, hinting at the future transformation of the abominable Bastion. The chapter unfolds at Xavier's mansion, as Cable steers clear of his father, Scott. Jean reveals to Scott that their son Nathan has returned from the future seeking his father's aid. Cable spills the tea to the X-Men about Bastion, revealing that in his timeline he used the aftermath of Genosha to rally support for his Prime Sentinel program. But wait, it gets even crazier. These Prime Sentinels are cooked up using the same techno-organic virus that Mr. Sinister infected Baby Cable with, basically rewriting their DNA. Hank breaks it down for everyone, saying that if it's legit, these Prime Sentinels would be like living weapons that can make babies, birthing a whole new super species meant to take over from mutants. Bastion's evolution war raged on for a whopping 300 years. Cable claims it turned into some kind of utopia. Bastion gave mutants an upgrade, but the ones who survived had to clock in for some hard labor. Logan asks Cable why he didn't stop the massacre in Genosha, and Cable explains that he tried many times to change what happened there, but he always got pulled back into his own timeline, stopping him from saving everyone. At that moment, Hank explains that the mystics of Karmatage talk about absolute points, which are events that happen in all timelines, so time itself prevented Cable from altering that tragic moment. The mention of Karmatage in this chapter once again hints that X-Men 97 is in the same universe as the Avengers, as it refers to a topic related to Doctor Strange. Bastion releases to the UN images of Professor Xavier on another planet, making everyone believe that the X-Men staged Professor Xavier's death just so that the population would sympathize with mutants. Nightcrawler and Jean Grey are chatting about the psychic connection that Jean had with Madeline Pryor, while Jean is helping Rogue recover from her fight with Primer Bolivar. The cool thing is that Jean has all the memories and feelings experienced by Madeline, like during Nathan's gestation. Nightcrawler tells Jean that he was abandoned by his mother, Mystique. Even though he shares Mystique's blood, he was too blue for her. So, he met Rogue years later, and they ended up becoming a family. Blood is blood, but family is a choice. Gable, Jean, and Scott went in search of Mr. Sinister and Bastion in Bastion's hideout. In Bastion's hideout, we see Mr. Sinister talking to Dr. Val Cooper, who appears to be working for Bastion. Val Cooper tells Magneto, who is imprisoned, that she didn't know what was going to happen in Genosha, meaning another villain tricked by Bastion. In Hank McCoy's laboratory, we see Ms. Tilby talking to Hank about Prime Bolivar. Hank has developed a way to detect if there are others like Bolivar on the planet. Gable, Jean, and Scott end up going to Bastion's childhood home. Jean manages to see what Bastion was like as a child. He could hear the machines. Bastion's father had been infected by something from the future. Sentinel technology, Nimrod, was responsible for creating Bastion, a descendant of every Sentinel from Master Mold to Nimrod. He mutated, evolved, and was born. In Bastion's hideout, a meeting of villains takes place and the Operation Zero Tolerance project is starting, where humans are being transformed into weapons to destroy mutants. It is at this moment that none other than Dr. Doom and Baron Zemo appear. At Bastion's childhood home, the X-Men ended up in a tough spot when they had to face Bastion's mother transformed into a Prime Sentinel. Hank discovered that Bastion had turned several humans into Prime Sentinels, and even Ms. Tilby ended up transformed and binding him. The X-Men ended up being attacked by the Prime Sentinel Tilby.
Surrender, mutants.
I gotta talk to Hank about his taste in women.
Bastion had turned everyone in his hometown into Prime Sentinels, who ended up attacking Gable, Jean, and Scott. In a shopping mall, Roberto and Jubilee are attacked by several people who have turned into Prime Sentinels. Even Roberto's butler ended up transformed and attacking them. Xavier's mansion is attacked by several Prime Sentinels. There was a fight between Wolverine and Prime Sentinel Tilby. When several Prime Sentinels were about to attack the sleeping Rogue, Wolverine shows up and takes them down. Nightcrawler also joins the fight and helps Wolverine battle the Prime Sentinels. The Prime Sentinels seem indestructible. Nothing Wolverine and Nightcrawler do can destroy the Prime Sentinels.
Why resist the inevitable?
Lady, I got 6 reasons why.
No, mein Freund. Nein!
On the other side of the city, Jubilee and Roberto continue to fight against the Prime Sentinels. All the X-Men are under attack, even Gable, Jean, and Scott, who are being attacked in the Blackbird, which ends up being destroyed. It seems to be the 3rd Blackbird destroyed in 3 months. Hank won't like that. They manage to escape in Scott's Porsche. In a thrilling getaway, they manage to get rid of the Prime Sentinels. Val Cooper releases Magneto, who unleashes his powers upon Earth, eliminating the Prime Sentinels but plunging humanity back into the Dark Ages. Freed from Bastion's captivity, Magneto took matters into his own hands, unleashing a massive electromagnetic pulse over Earth that destroyed the Prime Sentinels, but also essentially wiped out all of humanity's infrastructure. Despite Charles Xavier's late arrival and the hope that it's not too late, Magneto's actions will lead to a war between humanity and mutants that will unfold in the final 2 episodes of the season. His final word of "enough" was a loaded choice, one that reflects X-Men 97's broader exploration of collective trauma. It's interesting that the montage showing Magneto's impact on Earth also features other superpowered characters, Spider-Man, Silver Samurai, and Omega Red, and that Captain America has already appeared once to set up the conflict between extreme mutant methods and more moderate superhuman heroism. This could hint at the involvement of the Avengers, and others, on the side of humanity in the upcoming war, which may be a significant part of what Xavier will be forced to do. An alien spaceship lands at the mansion with Professor Xavier inside, and telepathically he calls all the X-Men.
I hope that I'm not too late. To me, my X-Men.
Of course, there are still 2 more episodes of Tolerance's Extinction to come, but we can already get a good idea of what will happen next. Charles Xavier returns to Earth at the end of the episode, setting up a confrontation with Magneto that can only end one way. Magneto's attack on Earth flips the entire meaning of the title to make humanity's tolerance for mutants an acceptance of extinction, and they will fight back. Looking at the comics, it's clear that we are heading towards Fatal Attractions, which Bea DeMayo confirmed to be his favorite X-Men issue, which offers some indication of what will happen to Magneto when he faces the X-Men. And if that's the case, we may still be heading towards the arrival of the iconic X-Men villain Onslaught for the 2nd season of X-Men 97. Thanks for joining us on this mutant-filled adventure. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling episodes and share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Let's keep the X-Men discussion going.